Hello. Hello. I'm Latasha McDonald, local real estate expert here in Tallahassee, Florida. Hello, how are you? So, this evening we're talking about credit. So, let's get into it. If you have any questions in regards to credit, real estate, wholesaling, or anything of that nature, feel free to shoot away. Hi, Sandy. Hello. So, I have a few things that I want to go over this evening. With you guys is in mind. So if you have any questions, again, feel free to shoot them. I'll do my very best to answer your questions as best as I can. Again, I'm Latasha McDonald, local real estate coach here in Tallahassee, Florida. So I've never actually done this. I mean, I've done lives, but I've never actually taken the time out to explain to you all who I am. I am originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, moved to Tallahassee by the goodness of Hurricane Katrina. I've been here since 2005, and my phone's ringing. Son's phone is ringing. Hi, Angel. This is Terrence's mom. It's his bedtime. You have a good night. So, anywho, I am originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I came here to Tallahassee via Hurricane Katrina. Prior to, I was a mortgage loan officer for a CLIP. Then when I got here to Tallahassee, I started working with Social Security Administration. Before, when I was doing loan mortgages, it was just to help a friend's mom's out. It was something that she was doing. So, of course, we have people we look up to. So there was things that I wanted to do as well. But mostly, primarily, my history, my background is really in insurance. I am a non-attorney rep with the Social Security Administration, as well as a real estate agent, as well as a notary, child of God, sister, wife, mother. So, that's it. How I learned about credit? Real easy. I jacked up mine pretty good. So, in order to fix my shit, I had to learn about it. And in the process, I'm also a real estate expert as well. I've been in real estate for quite a while now, and I'm not going to tell you how many years because I'd be damned if I date myself. But I'm not new at this game. Also, again, the credit tips, tricks, everything I know is because I had to learn it because I had to fight myself to financial freedom. So I know what it's like to want to purchase a home and can't because your credit is a -1. I know what it's like to have filed bankruptcy and trying to get back to, the land of the living. I also got a little education, just a tad bit. That's not all of it, but just a tad bit. So it's important to me that I help others get past the foolishness and drama that I went through and trying to get my credit life together. So that's who I am. I'm a person whom has had horrible credit, has fought my way back to the world of the living, and trying to help others get there as well. So don't be afraid to ask me any questions. I try to be as transparent as possible. I am a wife. We have one child biologically together, but we have a total of 10 kids. Yes. Hey, Red. Yes, I intentionally married a man with 9 children. So that tells you how special I am. So let's get into this. Any questions so far? Any? Okay, so we'll just go over the preliminaries, basic information. Credit. You have to have a credit score. What are the odds of me seeing this while I'm currently taking my quiz in the real estate course? Because God works in mysterious ways. What section are you on? And why are you on social media while you're taking this quiz that is a life-changing situation. Why? Why? You trying to be a real estate agent, right? Why are you on here? Get off social media. Hey, Alicia. Was the exam hard? Honestly, you know what was hard? Getting past my nerves. Oh, you done? Oh, okay. Waiting on everyone else to finish. Oh, okay. The exam was not hard. Getting past my mental blocks was hard. I'm gonna tell you. When I took the test, I was agitated and frustrated. And I was agitated and frustrated because I was agitated and frustrated with myself. And I was like, hey, Auntie. Because I was like, let me get this over with. Right? I had worked myself up so much with the nerves and everything that by the time I was like, okay, I'm just going to take this real estate test and just get it done, because I was like, okay, I need to know what it's like, what the atmosphere was. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it and get it done. Bam, boom. And that's what I did. And by God's grace, I passed it. But I had psyched myself out mentally. So you probably know the material. You probably feeling kind of anxious yourself because you want it so bad. But that's just not with real estate. That's with anything. We want something so bad that we get ourselves in a frizzy that we get in our own way. So that's probably what was the hardest part for me. Now, in memorizing stuff, I'm not really good at math. So I followed an agent on YouTube. Her name is Karen Clymer. Yeah, I took my class online. I did the self-paced 90-day course. But Karen Clymer, if you Google her, she has a lot of mnemonic devices that will help you memorize, like how many miles is in an acre and all that stuff. Like, she has a lot of different mnemonic devices that's really, really funny. Yeah, it's a lot to remember. I'm telling you, Karen Clymer, even though she's primarily on Florida, she talks about, like, the math is nationwide. That's part of the nationwide part of it, right? But she gives a lot of good tidbits for mnemonic devices that help you remember stuff that's really hilarious. And that's what worked for me, because I can't add 1 + 1. Every document I use. Now, what's just crazy is because I can write formulas. And I'm very good at scripting. But for some reason, the real estate math, Karen, let me Google it, because I'm pretty sure she's probably one of the people that I follow. But yeah, so if you're an aspiring real estate agent, go find her. I can't remember if that's a K. I'm gonna have to look for it. I'm gonna keep looking for it. Okay, it's Clymer. Climer. Johnny Dry Algebra. That's what it is. Karen is her first name, Karen, and it's Climer. And everything that she talked about literally was on the test. Literally. Like, was on the test. You're welcome, babes. So, anywho, back to, well, good luck, and I hope you are a successful aspiring realtor. Remember, as a realtor, you don't always have to sell real estate. You can be a transaction coordinator. You can be a digger, which is what I'm really in need of right now personally. And I need a transaction coordinator too to help me with it. The good thing about it is, as a transaction coordinator, you can get paid up to $250 per transaction. So if you work for multiple agents, just think how much money that is, and you're not even out in the field. Also, you can be like a runner, right? You can do the cold callings for an agent, and every time you find someone who wants to sell, when that agent sells their home, you'll get a bonus, you'll get a percentage. So you work at a flat hourly rate, but then once you find a homeowner that wants to sell their home, and they book with the agent and the agent represents them. So when the agent sells their home, then you would get a percentage too. So there's a lot of jobs in real estate that requires a real estate license, and there's a lot that does not. So, but those two positions I'm currently looking to fill myself. So if anybody's interested, you can go and email me your resume. And these are jobs that you can do from home. You can email me your resume, LatashaMcDowell@kw.com. Thank you so much. So other than that, let's talk about credit. And young lady, I'm assuming you're a lady, I'm sorry, person, if you want to be a realtor, it's really important that you understand credit, because you're going to get a lot of people who tell you that they want to purchase a home, but they're not ready, or they'll be ready next year. A transaction coordinator, TC, a transaction coordinator. So let's go over credit. The minimum credit score for USDA, VA, and USDA, VA, I'm going to say FHA, but not really FHA, is 580. Most lenders right now are looking for your credit score to be in between 620 to 640. Okay. The reason why I said kind of FHA is because with FHA loan, you can be eligible for a loan if your credit score is as low as 500. So from 500 to 579, you are still eligible. Note I said the word eligible. I don't know of a lender who will lend to you during the pandemic with a credit score that low, but you are eligible. In addition to that, please understand that if your score is less than 580, you will not qualify for any down payment assistance programs. Okay, so it's very important that your credit score be honestly at least between a 615 to a 640. Now, if your score is at least a 615, 617, then your debt to income ratio nearly needs to be at a very low rate. I do know that Loan Depot, which is a nationwide mortgage company, they offer products, with a credit score as low as about 615, 620, but again, your debt to income ratio is going to need to be very low because your credit isn't that high. Also, Synovus has a product that's very similar to Synovus Bank. They have a product that's very similar to the NACA program, but your minimum credit score will need to be at 633. Okay. Now, when we're talking about USDA loan, that's a zero down payment loan. It is based upon the area. Most people, they'll say rural. Rural does not always mean that it's an area that's, horses, cows, pigs. Rural could be a suburb. I live in the suburbs. It's considered a rural area. So it's a zero down payment because you qualify for USDA out here. Okay, and I live in a nice neighborhood. Also, when you're thinking about VA is a zero down payment as well. That's for veterans whom have an honorable or a general discharge. Okay. FHA, minimum credit score 580. With the FHA, your down payment will be 3.5% unless you qualify for a down payment assistance program, which is mostly referred to as a second mortgage. Like here in Florida, Texas, Georgia, they do have something that's called bond. The bond money in these different areas are at least $10,000. So you can qualify for up to $10,000 for your down payment. Well, bond money can be used for your down payment and can be used for your closing costs. And you also can still qualify for another down payment assistance program. Like here in Tallahassee, we have two programs. One is called the SHIP, that's in Gaston County, and in Leon County here, we have a program that is through Tallahassee Lenders Consortium, which is up to $7,000. So the $10,000 plus the $7,000, that's $17,000 that you would have towards your down payment and closing costs. So pretty much a lot of times, if the agent and the mortgage company work it right, you may be coming to the table with very little or nothing. So it is still possible even during these times with sky high prices. It all depends on how your mortgage lender has your loan set up and how your agent wrote your contract. So it is very possible. Now, if you're struggling because your credit is not where you need it to be in order to be eligible for any of these programs, well, let's talk about how we can get you together. Okay. One, the first thing you will need to do is take an, I'm not going to say honest look first. I'm going to say the first thing you need to do is make an honest decision that you want better. That's the first decision. You can say, I want a home. A lot of people can say, I want a home. But do you want a home enough to do the work? So you have to be committed to doing the work. You okay, husband? Mm-hmm. Okay. You have to be committed to doing the work. Rome was not built in a day. It was not. But in order to become a homeowner, you will have to work on your credit if your credit is not where it needs to be. You can say, okay, I'm going to work on it next year. The next year becomes the next year. Next year becomes the next year. And before you know it, you're never being a homeowner. Okay? So the first step is working on your credit and having an honest look at yourself and deciding that this is what you want to do. Period. That's step one. So once you've made that decision, then you need to go ahead and decide on how you're going to attack your credit. Are you going to do it yourself? Or you're going to go with an organization who's going to do it for you. And if you're going to go with an organization that's going to do it for you, I need you to go with someone that is going to teach you as well as help you along the way. Not some fictitious company who said that they're going to go ahead and do everything and you don't have anything to worry about. No. You need to get with a company that's also going to teach you, because life is something that happens. Who expected to be in a pandemic? Not me. You expected to be in a pandemic?
No.
Oh, okay. But who expected to be in a pandemic? No one. But some of us were prepared and some of us were not. And some of us had to just get together and become prepared. So you need to have these skills. Don't laugh at him. Do not laugh or entertain my husband. Don't do it. And this is why you don't do it. This foolishness right here. Okay? Don't do it. Anyway, back to my serious conversation. You have to... Don't do it. That's what your father-in-law does? This kind of foolishness? I'm married to it. All day. All day. And then he's supposed to be sick, America. Yeah, that's my phone number. That's how you reach me. Moving on back to the seriousness of this conversation about your credit. It's important for you to obtain the skill set as well. So that way, if in the event that if you get into this situation again, you'll be able to get yourself out. Okay? So it's very important. I know if you don't move that thing from in front of my face, I'm going to snatch it and throw it across the room. Okay? Hey, Corey. They said they replaced the pump. Now, I don't know if that means it's working or not, right? But I've been using the ice. I'm not dead. Moving on. So, it's very important that you work on your credit. So, let me tell you the two options that you have, right? That I've made readily available for you. Hello, Mr. Quick. How are you? You have to get it together. I recently widowed and no children. I want the best and leave a legacy. Definitely have to put it in the work. Yes, you definitely do. What's going on, Corey? So, it's important. One of my closest friends just joined the live, and I always get nervous when I have a really good friend, because then I feel like, they're watching me. But anywho, so here's, hello, Mr. Quick. Mr. Quick is a very good friend of mine. We've been friends 5 or 6, 5 years now? 5. So, thank you for joining me, Mr. Quick. Thank you for your support. Now I'm going to be smiling and nervous the whole time. Thanks. Thanks, buddy. So you have one or two options with this. One, I have a book for you that you can purchase that's called, and the link is Credit Repair Tools. You can purchase the book. It has all of the letters in there for you that you would need to send off. It also has a list of the third-party credit bureaus in there as well. I'll explain what third-party credit bureaus are in a second. That's option one. Only take that option if you can commit to making sure that you work on your credit. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to go ahead, you're going to get your credit bureau report. You're going to look at it, you're going to dispute the items. This is how you're going to dispute the items. You're going to send one letter, the initial letter saying that you dispute this particular charge off, late, whatever. Then you have to give the creditors 30 days to respond. If they decide to remove it, great. If they decide they're not going to remove it, then you have to send them a second letter that's worded differently, more sternly, but pointing out the laws. Okay? If that doesn't work, then guess what? You have to wait 30 days. They'll send you back a response. Then you have to send them a third letter. So right now, that's 90 days. And you're not doing this with one creditor. You're doing it with all of your creditors that you may have negative information, charge-offs, repos, bankruptcies. You're doing it with all of them. So that's the level of work it requires. Now, if you're up to the challenge, go right ahead. I want you to do it. I've done it for myself. I think I figured out why my credit was not going up. What you was doing, Corey? Okay, so that. But as you're disputing things, it's also a balance of adding positive things to your credit bureau report as well. Because you still have to reestablish that you are a good steward of your credit. Your credit card was at 30%. Did you not drop it down? It's supposed to be your debt to income ratio 30% overall. Corey, were you half listening? You know what? This will be an offline conversation because we're not about to do this in front of company. But I'm glad you figured it out, sweetheart. We'll talk about this tomorrow. 30% is a thing, but utilization needs to be 30% below across the board, right? Your debt to income ratio. So it's not just 30% on one card, 30% on, it's 30% across the board. Should be your debt to income ratio. So this one, when we're calculating the debt to income ratio, sorry to jump y'all. When we're calculating the debt to income ratio, so you brought your debt to income down to 16. Okay. Sorry. Corey and I have been in this relationship on credit for a couple of months now. He's been an avid supporter of mine from the beginning. So we've been going through this for a minute. This is what happens in these kind of situations. Okay, so on average, including car payments, loans, credit cards, everything, 30%. Yes. Your debt to income ratio should be 30%. Because remember, the lower your debt to income ratio is, the better your buying power is when it comes to purchase a home. Because if your debt to income ratio is low, that means that you have more money going towards the purchase of the home. Yeah, we all get to learn together. That's the beauty of social media. We all get to learn together. So, but Corey, weren't you supposed to be calling me back from like Saturday? Side note. Right. Moving on. So that's option one. Now, when you're deciding to dispute your credit, you have to be tenacious. It's going to be frustrating. I'm going to answer my thoughts on that in a second. And they're not bad thoughts. I just have a few questions. So you have to be tenacious about it. Okay? And you have to also make sure that you do the work to find out what third-party payments, I'm going to cover that in a second, what third-party credit bureaus are reporting for you as well. Because there's more than just Equifax, Treasury, and Experian. There are third-party credit bureaus, the people who are the intermediaries in between your creditor and the big three. So you have to figure out who's reporting what and then figure out how to quiet them. Now, in my book, I do teach you all that. But you have to apply the principles to be successful. And we can even schedule an appointment and we can go over your credit bureau report together. And I can give you a specific plan on what you need to do and how you need to attack it. But you have to do the work. That's option 1. Option 2 is that I have an organization that I've partnered with that will work with you and make sure your letters get out, also while teaching you how to properly manage your credit. That's option 2. Option 2 is not as taxing, but it's going to work out. Option 1 is taxing. My preferred method, so that way I know that you've learned, is available too. Option 1 is credit repair tools. The link is in my bio. If you're wanting to schedule an appointment with me to go over your credit bureau report, you can go ahead and click the link in my bio and schedule an appointment and we can go over it. Option 2, with that option number 2, you can go ahead and you can register with the organization and they'll be able to help you. That still leaves me in your life because once you register with them, who will be teaching you? You think I'm just going to let you lead this up to yourself? I don't trust you with your own credit. I don't trust you with your own stuff. If I leave things up to your own devices, no, I don't trust you like that. So the first question was from Corey. Corey says, I'm thinking about getting a credit loan to pay off all my credit cards. Corey, I'm good with that. Just make sure the interest rate is beneficial to you, as well as if they have any like perks or anything. Also check to make sure that your payments is actually going to be lower. Doing a reconciliation of your debt is actually a good idea, but you just have to make sure that it's going to benefit you. So you have to look at the interest rate, which you are. I know you're savvy, so you already know this. I'm really preaching to the choir. But it is a good idea, only if it's going to benefit you. And if you're going to pay off these cards, that means that we need to put them on the shelf. We're not going to close them. That's what we're not going to do. Because we already know that once we go start closing stuff, it's going to take your credit and then we got to be bounded all the way back up. We're not about to close nothing. But we're going to make very small charges, like get your son a pack of underwear. Get you some gas. Show little activity, show some activity so the creditors don't close them on you. Okay? But I'm good with that if it's going to save you in the end. Because we actually did something similar to that. What happened was Terrence got a card and the interest rate was like super low on the card. And it was cheaper and better for us to pay off our vehicles and charge it to the card versus paying the credit unions our cards were financed through. So it worked out better for us. So it alleviated those debts and we consolidated credit cards or whatever. So now we only have one payment that's much lower and the interest rate is much lower than, paying Peter, Paul, Mike, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So the next question is, does the payment trick for paying on the 3rd and the 15 days pay before the due date works? It depends on the creditor. If that's really up to the creditor and how they do their reporting. It doesn't work with every creditor, but it does work with some. Do I have a list of who it works with? No, I do not, because I just never honestly wrote it down, to be honest with you. But it does work. You just have to try with your credit card to see if that works. And the trick of the 15th and the 3rd, what they're referencing is if you count back 15 days before your due date, you make half the payment, and then 3 days before your due date, you make the other half of the payment. Sometimes with some creditors, it'll trick the system and make it look like you've made 2 payments in 1 month to help boost your score. So I can't say it works with every creditor. I do know that it does work with some. As to who, that I don't have a list of. Sorry. I'm not perfect. Also, let's address this as well. Let's say, hello, Darlene, hello. Thank you for your donation earlier, Darlene. I greatly appreciate you. Hello. And I told Londa that you're looking forward to her at 6 o'clock on Friday. And she said the tea is piping hot. Hello. Okay. So, the other thing that I also want to talk about, if you're like close to the edge and you need your score popped up like within the next 30 days, and you need your score popped up in the next 30 days, there's a link in my bio to add your rental payments to your credit bureau report. If you're paying your rent on time, and you can go back as far as 2 years, if you're paying your rent on time for the last 2 years and you have it added to your credit bureau report, you'll get a boost. Hey, Kathy. The tea piping hot, of course, yes. So you'll get your boost will be anywhere from 40 to 100 points. Okay? Just give enough time to update on your credit bureau report. So, and the link is in my bio for that. So, yes, you can add things like your rent. You can add your rent. You can add your car insurance. You can add your hello, 007. You can add your, that's super cute. 007 bond license to kill. That's super cute. Moving on. You can add your rent. You can add your utilities. You can add your cell phone bill. You can add your cable bill. They're called alternative credit. You guys can Google it. Google what is alternative credit. I always tell y'all research everything I tell y'all. So Google what is alternative credit, and it will tell you. You deserve the credit for the things that you're paying on time. Your cell phone bill or cable don't pop up on your credit until y'all don't pay them. Even if you've been renting for a year, get that year credit, Kim. Get that year credit. We deserve every good thing. We deserve it. If you've been planting a good seed, my dear, go ahead and reap that bountiful harvest. Yes, I can explain. It's called alternative credit. I had my little bookie open because we was going to go over something else, but I guess that'll be another day. So, it's called alternative credit. Oh, he was feeling better. You missed it because he was in here harassing me. Had husband going across the screen. I had to kick him and the boy out. So he's feeling better. Well, let's say he's appropriately drugged. But anyway, he's appropriately drugged right now. Wait till that pain pill wear off. We'll see how much gumption he got then. But anywho, it's called alternative credit, right? So when you pay utilities on time, you can add your utilities, car insurance, your cable bill, your cell phone bill, and your rent. You can have all those added to your credit bureau report. There's a link in my bio to add your rent. So the things that you've been paying on time, go ahead and get the credit for it. You worked for it. Get the credit for it. Yep, your internet bill too. Google it. It's called alternative credit. And let me tell you another secret. Darlene, if your car payment isn't showing, let's address that because a lot of people have said that to me before about their car payments not showing up. Make sure you contact the, hey Rose, make sure you contact your lender and find out why they're not reporting it. If you're dealing with a place where you buy here, pay here, or they finance you there, you can use the alternative credit method to have your car note added to your credit bureau report as well. Hey, Rose. How are you, beautiful? Just gonna say something else. I went blank. But yes, go ahead and get credit for the things that you're doing. Wouldn't adding cell phone increase your DTI? No, let me tell you why. Because when they get ready to calculate your debt to income ratio, when purchasing a home, they don't include things like your rent, utilities, your car insurance, your cable bill, your cell phone. That's not included in your DTI. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope, nope, nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. And remember, I don't know if you guys were here. Thank you. Do you know funds that can be available to supplement a work study program? Let me think about that. Because when I was in school, I was on work study, and I worked. Probably that's what took me so long to finish. I'm just saying. I don't know. Gotta research that one. Hi, Crumb Snatcher.
Good night.
Good night, my love. Bring me the remote for your TV. And stop that dancing he was doing over there. I don't know. You frozen. I can't. Can y'all hear me? Auntie. Can you hear me? Oh, no, you didn't. Okay. Where's the kiss? He's standing over there. He must don't want to kiss me. Oh, I got on lipstick. He's not going to kiss me when I have on lipstick. Okay, thank y'all. Okay, now you can. Okay. Okay, cool. What's your name I help with? 007?
007?
Yeah, their handle is 007 Bond, License to Kill.
Wait,
I think
what?
It's you, Auntie. Hello, Marie.
Wait, what?
That's their handle. First of all, you're getting distracted. Bring me that remote.
007.
Yeah, bring me that remote.
License.
You want to buy a house? Let's change that phrasing. You are buying a house. Okay. Thank you for time information and stellar eye makeup. Thank you, babe. Bring me that remote. Thanks. I got this new eye palette by Juvia's Place. I was playing with the colors. They're so pigmented. I love it. You know, when you have chocolate skin, you need heavy pigment for colors to show up. Otherwise, they wash out. Close my door. I had to jack the remote because somebody would wait till we go to sleep and then they would turn on the cable and watch TV. But we got cameras. Anywho, so thank you. Thank you. Little boy made me lose my train of thought. This is why I only have one. Anywho, do you guys have any other questions? Oh, this is what I was going to say. For my business owners, did you know that you can boost your business credit? Well, here's the thing. He can't turn his TV on and off. I mean, he could turn his TV on and off, but he won't be able to access the cable without the remote. And tonight, before I go to bed, I'm going to go inside the app and shut it all down. Hi, Miss Tip. I busted him watching TV. He talking about something. I could see he has a Rubik's Cube and the TV. The Rubik's Cube was on his headboard, and the TV, the shadow or light or whatever was bouncing off the Rubik's Cube when I was watching on the camera. So, yeah, you gotta watch this one. Anywho, business owners, did you know that you can boost your business credit? Did you know that? Thank you, babes. Let me tell you how. You can add your business rent, your business utilities, your business insurance. You can add that to your business credit bureau report as well. And if you're running your business from your home, why isn't your utilities in your business name? Why? Like the dogs do Earth? Why? Why isn't it? Why? Why isn't your cell phones in your business name? Why? You'll get better rates. IJS. And I'm asking you why, because I literally the other day was sitting there asking myself, why was I not doing this? Yeah. So I literally was sitting there asking myself, why am I not doing this? Like I was like jotting down the things I need to do for the remainder of the year. Got my little book called The Bucket List. So I was writing down the things I needed to do for the end of the year so I could check them off. And I asked myself, why is a cell phone bill a damn car note? How can you separate your social from your business? Start using your EIN number only. Start using your EIN number only. So, and you can start, if you haven't done stuff with like the Net 30 accounts, start there by getting you a Net 30 account. And I can give you a few companies. Hold on. Oh, well, I had a list that was right there. Okay, so start with Net 30 accounts and use your EIN number. Yes, there is a tax ID number that they provide to non-citizens for filing taxes, yes. Actually, the non-citizen who works for me has a social security number. And he has a business. I'm not going to say work, contracted. And he has a business, and his business has an EIN number. I'm going to have to ask him if he has a tax ID number. I'll ask him though. Because I know he filed taxes every year. Let's find out. Where's my phone? If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Let's call him and find out. Well, what's he going to tell me? It's not my business? No, he's not a U.S. citizen. Hey, got a question. So with your business, when you file your taxes for the business, do you have a tax ID number for the business or do you use your EIN number? He has a tax ID number that he uses. Okay. I was talking to my TikTok family and someone asked the questions and I said, no, he's not a citizen. He's actually not a citizen. He's actually from Jamaica and he refuses to give up his Jamaican. It's a long story. Are you a resident green card holder? Yeah, he's a resident green card holder. Y'all gotta love these lives. You gotta love these lives. Okay. No, no, my lives. Like people ask me questions. I'm like, I don't know. Let me find out. Are you a dual citizen? I don't think so. No, no. Oh, he's still an active military in his country. Okay, I'm not giving him all that information. Okay, next thing you know, people are gonna be knocking on your door. Okay, thank you for your information. Why? I know you're not gonna knock on your door. Okay, bye. Okay, that answers that. He's Jamaican. I don't know what a yardie is. Um, you've probably seen him on my TikToks. Um, so you've probably seen him on my TikToks. He does literally everything for me. Everything from roofing to floors. Everything. I shouldn't even call him. I should at this point. He's really more like a business partner because I wouldn't be able to do jack without him. So, yeah. No, I'm in Tallahassee, Florida, sweetheart. Tally ho, tally ho. So here's. I want you guys to take note of something as well. And I don't care if you have an office or if you have a space that you work in. Here's what I want you guys to take note of. Things that's behind me. Okay? Yes, I have a few awards behind me. My degrees are over here. Oh, Yardie means Jamaican. Oh, thank you for the education. So when I see him tomorrow, I'll talk to him and be like, you're a Yardie. Hey, Yardie. And then, yeah. Okay. So this is to keep me inspired and focused. So I don't care if you guys got an acknowledgement from your child's school that said that you were the best class mom, because I have those up too. Put them up. They're inspiring. It reminds you that greatness is inside of you. Also, my little thing that says I can and I will. You need inspiration. You need to remain inspired. My whiteboard. Yeah, I do say wagwan. I learned that when I was in Jamaica. My whiteboard. I have things color coded. You guys can't see my vision board. It's above me, so I could always look at it. But on my vision board, I do have the main thing, which I've already accomplished, was helping 40 families. You know, I have my Bible, a big picture of the Bible, helping 40 families on there. So I've already accomplished that, thanks to you guys. But my whiteboard, okay? So my whiteboard, I have everything color coded. The first thing that I have is a reminder that I am a change guru. I am a money making machine. I am designed by God to help others. So you need positive affirmations. Okay? And I'll have everything else color coded. And the biggest thing, I don't know if you can see it right here, the biggest thing says trust God. Oh, this bracelet? Thank you. It's white crystal for healings and the tree of life. So these are the things that keep me inspired, right? Now, that's my television. Now, this television, ironically, is something in my books. The television, ironically, is something I typically would not have in my office, but I have it because it was my dad's TV. And that's him in here with me. And usually I'm playing something educational on there. well, I'm just listening to throughout the day. And you guys see all of my books because, I'm an avid reader. But I want you to understand that it's important to feed yourself positivity. It's important to feed yourself positive goals, positive affirmations, and reminders that you're great. Because throughout the day, you will get weary. You will get tired. You'll get frustrated. You'll get aggravated because you're human. So it's going to happen. But you have to have positive reminders. Okay? Now, I wasn't a big Apple Watch fan, but the other day when I had the thought of why I'm not having all this in my business name, so I got myself, my husband, and Junior Apple Watches because Junior works for me. The thing I love about this Apple Watch is I set it to remind me several times throughout the day to breathe. Now, I'm sure it does 1,000 other things that I just haven't figured out and probably will never figure out. The one thing I did figure out was it reminded me to breathe. Now, before, you keep little notes in the book that you won. That brought my heart joy. That brought my heart joy. It did. Yes. Let me tell you, I'm just gonna put all my business out there. So I get overwhelmed because y'all know I do a lot, right? And I have a lot on my plate that I need to accomplish, right? Not just the real estate, not just the business, but just being a wife, being a mom. So I have to remind myself to breathe. You read it every morning before you work? Oh, poo. I am not. For the last 3 days, y'all been trying to make me cry since I got this eye makeup fierce. I'm not doing it while I got the pretty eye makeup. Anyway, back to what I was saying. It reminds me to breathe. Before I had the Apple Watch, I would have an alarm set on my phone to go off every hour to remind me to stop and pray. Wasn't a big elaborate prayers, just thank you. What's the consequences of not listing your business for advertising within the first 30 days? First of all, who knows it's not the first 30 days? You know it's not the first 30 days. But who else is going to know it's not the first 30 days? Catch my drift? Doesn't matter. Now, what matters is when you do decide to jump, make sure you make a big ass splash. Okay? And I don't mean a big splash, meaning a big financial splash, dumping a bunch of money into advertising and stuff like that. What you want to have is an organic reach. Okay? When you are establishing your business, you're establishing your business based upon not only the product that you're offering, but also on yourself. Because people have to buy you first before they buy into the product. Number one. Number two, the thing that yourself and your product needs to be is, I'll be contacting you for your help. I'm ready. Come on, baby. You know my number. Link in bio. Oh, right now I'm offering the meetings for only $1, the 10-minute consultations. So that dollar will go towards school supplies for kiddos. So if you're wanting to contribute, you can either book an appointment with me or, why you never told me the importance of giving a corporate book kit. What you mean? Okay, hold on. But if you want to contribute to the kiddos, you can send me at least a minimum of $1. You can send it to me via Cash App. That's my Cash App is the same as my name, Lux Life Realtor. I need it by next Wednesday. Also, as a part of making sure that I generate enough revenue to purchase school supplies for the kiddies, I'm giving away the 10-minute consultation appointments with me for $1. That'll be open to book your appointment with me for $1 up until tomorrow at 8 o'clock. After tomorrow at 8, it's going back to my regular price. So Get in where you fit in. Go ahead and book it right now for $1. Get in where you fit in. Because after, yeah, you gotta love the kiddos. And the kiddos need to know that somebody that they don't know love them. That somebody out there is invested in their future. So, what was I saying? Oh, back to the splash. So, you want to have an organic. I'm gonna get back to you too about the corporate book hit, because I don't believe in paying people for stuff. That's something I can do myself. You can research and do it yourself. Why pay somebody for it? Moving on. So, back to it. You don't have to spend a bunch of money into what is the regular price? Regularly, it's $19.95, I think, or $20. Basically, about $20, and it's usually $20 for 15 minutes. That's the regular price. But usually when I have my consultations, some of you have had them with me today. So when I have my consultations, it's usually an in-depth thingy. And it usually never goes the time that I'm actually supposed to go, honestly. So, anywho, but that's just wanting a basic conversation, and like if you're just having a specific question. But if you're wanting to go over your credit bureau report, then that's the horse of a whole different hue, because then you have to pull your credit report. Then you need to send it to me 24 hours before so I can go over it and come up with a plan, and then we'll go over the plan together. That's a horse of a different hue. It's a lot of footwork when doing it on your own. It is a lot of footwork doing it on your own. But here's the thing I want you to do. I want you to definitely go to SBA.gov, search in their search box the SCORE program. That program is a free program where so either you're telling me about it because you want me to purchase it, or you're telling me about this because you want to advertise on the page. Which one is it? Because I purely don't believe in ever telling anyone to go pay for something that they can research and learn to do themselves, whether if it's my product or anybody else's. So it's one of two things going on here. You're telling us because you want us to purchase it, or you're telling me because you think I don't know what it is. One of the two. So let me know which one it is. And hey, Bori. So anyway, back to the SCORE program with the SBA. With that program, it's people whom are masters in their industry that they... Oh yeah, I know what it is, baby. But you've been in my relationship with me long enough to know that I'm a firm believer in people not saying this the easy way, but if you don't have the time to commit to it and you have to purchase the book, then go ahead, purchase it. Not everybody has a lot of time to dig and do things. Not everybody is me. I'm a person, I don't really sleep at night because I'm up all night working, researching, and finding out information, which is why I actually charge a fee for people talking to me, because I've done the work. So that's just me. But I'm a firm believer in grassroots finding things out for yourself, because when you research it for yourself and you know for yourself, then you know it's not wrong. And that's just because that's how my daddy taught me. But if the book worked for you, and if it was easy for you, then that's the route that you needed to take to do what's best for you and for your business. And I'm okay with that. Hey, babes. You will come on. My husband about to kick me off live. So anyway, like I was saying real quick, sign up for the SCORE, even you, sweetheart, sign up for the SCORE program. It's where someone who has already accomplished the goals that you're trying to accomplish, where they volunteer and they will walk you through and go through the whole steps of getting you where you need to be, step by step, and it's totally free. Today I had my first meeting with my SCORE mentor, and we went over my webpage, because I did my website myself, and I know it was probably kind of janky, but she actually said it wasn't janky, but she told me things I needed to do to increase the search engine optimization, which we all know everything I learn I will teach. But sweetheart, my loves, I gotta go. And brand bites, this is what I want you to do for me. Get the book, send it to me, and I'll give it away as a gift. You know, I believe in giving away education. That works for you? But my husband's playing the music, which means it's time for me to go. I will see y'all tomorrow at 6 and not at 8:30. I will see you at 6 tomorrow. It's my pleasure to always try to be here for you and be available. And I greatly appreciate y'all. Y'all can spend your time with anyone else you're starting credit for your business. Oh, girl, call me. Call me. Oh, because that's the conversation I have with my sister. She's going to be here live with me. That's why it's so early. But call, Jones family, schedule an appointment. Call me. I need to talk to you about the credit thing. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. I love y'all with all of my heart. Oh, you love the shadow? The shadow's right there. Good night, y'all. I love y'all.